Way too strong.
Way off.
Way off. Way off. Hey guys, we are back for episode 3. Woo!
Yay!
I'm so excited. Alright, we have some more questions that you guys left. Again, I will leave the link down below on our Facebook, to our Facebook, where you can leave questions for next week's video. Every Thursday we're doing this. So episode 3. Again, we're here with
Jen
and
Joe.
Coast Guard Chris. Coast Guard
You remember
Chris.
his
Sorry, Chris.
Yes.
Alright, so the first question that we have, let's get into it. The dude is his name. The dude
Hey, dude.
asks, hey dude. He's asking me about waivers. So basically he wants to know, like, can you tell the recruiter something or you not? Do you not tell him? Do you tell him, what'll happen? Well, okay, you were just telling your
Okay,
story.
yeah. So I have a friend who did some waivers and then got all the way into boot camp, and they do this moment of truth thing.
The moment of truth. A bunch of chiefs and higher ups will come in like your first couple of days of boot camp, and they're gonna yell at you.
They're gonna scare the crap out of you.
They're gonna scare you. They're gonna say, "We know all your lies that you didn't tell us, and tell us now."
It's pretty dramatic.
And they tell you, I swear to God, everybody's head is down. They tell everybody to do this, and they say, "All right, if you lied, raise your hand, and everybody else stay down." And like, people raise their hands, and nobody knows who did it. Nobody knows.
So yeah, friend stands up, moment of truth,
Yeah.
goes all the way through boot camp, and they're like, "Sorry, bye-bye."
Really?
Yes.
'Cause wow.
So if you're gonna tell the truth before you go in.
Right.
And if you're not gonna tell the truth,
Don't
don't tell the truth.
I mean, because the recruiters, they do want to, I don't know if they have quotas per se. I don't think recruiters really have quotas, but they're going to tell you things to get you into boot camp. And they're going to say, oh, don't worry about your injury. Don't worry about this. They're not going to know. But the thing you got to think about is, this is where you get into trouble. If you have asthma for some reason, right, and you hide it, but then say you have an asthma attack in boot camp or on a deployment, they're gonna look back in they can look back in your medical records and see like, oh, this person had asthma, suffered from asthma before, and they lied to us.
Then you get
Blah, blah.
discharged.
And that's how
from
you get
not
screwed.
honorable.
Yeah, that's how you get screwed. So the whole waiver thing, should you tell the truth? Should you lie? Honestly, it's on you. We're not gonna. It's not on us. It's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's something to consider. There is like a unnamed quota for recruiters, but you have to pass boot camp for them to get their numbers.
You have to go through boot camp.
What you need to do is find a recruiter that you trust.
Yeah.
You might have to go around. I went over about a half hour away from my hometown to recruit. And that's where I found a recruiter that I trusted. I still talk to my recruiter. I've been out for 5 years.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, and that's rare. But, I mean, find a recruiter that you trust, and they'll kind of coach you through the process of what the Navy will care about. It's not so much lying, just they don't need to hear it.
I mean, say you had something that you had a surgery when you were 8 years old on your ankle or something, you broke it, and you're 20 years old now and you're fine. Something like that. I mean, I don't know. You don't have to tell them like something like that. I had a surgery when I was a kid. I'm gonna tell them, but it's all.
Can I just say
No.
anything?
No, Coast Guard Chris. No words from the Coastie.
We are 5 minutes over on this discussion. No.
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 If you tell them something that they don't know, and it'll just add to your process. It's
Right.
gonna take more time. That happened with me with an Air Force recruiter. I told him something that if I didn't say anything, he would have never found out about it. But because I told him, I had to get all kinds of documents to verify this or didn't happen, and add another month to the whole.
Now the thing though also that I forgot to talk about was if you get a security clearance.
Oh yes.
If you need a security clearance, then you can't lie because they're gonna, especially if it's a high security clearance, they're gonna go talk to your friends, they're gonna talk to your family, they're gonna ask them questions.
Everybody.
They're gonna, it's no joke.
Yes.
So if you want to get in one of those jobs, I do not recommend to lie. So next question, OG Cookie.
OG Cookie.
187 OG Cookie asks how often you see your family, friends, etc. if you want to join for 4 years. How often do you see family, friends? Well,
You missed a lot of weddings.
I
funerals,
missed
Births.
You missed
birthdays.
things.
I missed 3 Christmases
Yeah.
out of the 4 years I was
Yeah.
in. How many did you
I,
miss?
I think we're at 3.
You missed about 3?
Two or 3.
You missed
2.
3? So you're gonna miss holidays, you're gonna miss birthdays, you're gonna miss, the only way that you'll be able to see your family really a lot is if you're stationed in their town.
Yep.
So, basically if I was from a San Diego area, I was stationed in North Island in San Diego, so I saw my family maybe, a weekend a month, 2 weekends a month, I would drive up there. But basically you're gonna miss a lot of holidays and stuff. That's part of the job.
Yep.
If you're at a land unit though, you'll probably have a lot more opportunity to take leave and to go see your family. But if you're on a ship,
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
That's your life.
I
Yeah.
spent 4 years in, and I spent 2 years of my time in San Diego out to sea.
2 years out at sea? Wow. I only had a year and a half of sea time. But I mean, that's still a long time. Not
US
only.
says never home port. Good stuff.
So yeah, I mean, that answers that question. That's pretty self-explanatory. Last question. Electric Eye. He asks, is it better to be in a squadron or not to be in a squadron? So I was in a squadron. They weren't in squadrons, but they were like he was ship's company. He was worked on the ship, but they knew of the air detachments, the squadrons on the ship. Like you knew those people. You worked with like they weren't with the squadron, but they worked with the squadron personnel on the ship. So it's the thing is when you're with a squadron, you're not always living on the ship. You only go with the ship when it goes on deployment because you have the aircraft that the ship needs for deployment. So you go on deployment. But when you're not on deployment, you go to land. You go back to your command on the beach on land. So that's why a lot of ships people don't like squadron people. I feel like no.
I like them.
Did you like this?
I drank
Did
it
you? I
all
don't know.
time.
The yellow shirts. The
They were
bands.
the fun ones
Yeah,
to go out on Liberty with.
Yeah, we love Daredevils.
What did you see from squadron people that you were that you were envious of, or you wanted that you
They
didn't
had
get?
different Liberty policies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the different liberty policies. A lot of times, like with sweepers, they somehow didn't have to like
Oh,
clean
clean.
sometimes. Which
Clean
I thought was
the
bullshit. That
Sweepers
was
stay
Sweepers,
clean,
many
yeah,
rooms.
military.
They just
Yeah.
should
Okay,
be
I
like
never-
forward to F.
If you're with a squadron on a ship, we don't have to do cleaning stations. We don't have to clean. We don't have to do cleaning stations. We don't have to do sweepers. That's all the ships.
Lazy.
Hey, if you're on the boat, if you're a part of the
Them.
ship, you clean the
Yes.
ship.
I ain't
That's-
cleaning.
That's
Yes.
fine.
We got aircraft to clean.
Clean your
I have
mess.
helicopter
Oh,
maintenance. I'm up on the flight
Did
deck.
you guys
doing
even
this.
mess crank?
Did I crank?
Yeah.
You
Did people
could-
from your guys?
Squadron personnel can go TAD. You can go cranking. You can go work in the galley. But
Mess cranking's a whole other
you get out of it.
session.
I didn't have to go cranking. I didn't have to crank.
I didn't have to.
You didn't
I
have
did.
To? Did you have to work in the galley? Did you have to crank? No, he had to crank.
I cranked.
Cranker. But yeah, like
Got it made.
squadron or not to be in one. I don't know, like because I was in a squadron. I
The
liked.
second one, and I was upset to go again.
I like the squadron. I like being in a squadron.
They're alright. They're a
It was-
necessary part of the mission, so.
Yeah. But there's pros and cons to both being in a squadron or being attached to a ship or being, on a land that.
I have a friend who's married and has 2 children, and he's always been attached to squadrons,
Mhm.
and it's been good at times and not so good at other times. He spent a year in Japan with the squadron while
Right.
his family stayed home.
Ooh, yeah, that's the thing too. With squadron, sometimes you won't be able to take your family with you if you're not going somewhere for a certain amount of time. They're not gonna fly your whole family out there with you. So you're gonna have to, that's all right, guys. Well, that's the end of the video. We will see you next Thursday. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the Facebook stuff for more questions for next episode. Blah blah blah.
Oh.
Goodbye.
That was- See ya.
See ya.